1989, the classic baseball film Field of Dreams was released and coined the phrase, "If you build it, he will come." Coincidentally, that same year, the DUDA family broke ground on Viera, a master plan community in Brevard County that has grown exponentially and has become what many people consider a great place to live. Almost 30 years later, Viera has become a field of dreams in its own right, complete with state-of-the-art ball fields at the new USSSA complex, attracting visitors from around the world. Viera boasts beautiful homes, A-rated schools, medical facilities, parks, conservation areas, restaurants, shopping, golf courses, places of worship, and attractions like the Brevard Zoo. Today, Viera is ranked the 15th top-selling master plan community in the country and 5th in Florida. This level of recognition doesn't just happen by chance, though. It has required a team with vision, talent, and compassion to do right by the people who live here. All that has brought jobs to this thriving community. Just driving through town conveys a sense of arrival to Viera. With its landscaped roadways and manicured lawns, what was once the DUDA cattle farm is now the site for 10,000 homes and growing. Scott Miller has been with the DUDA family's Viera Company for close to 25 years and is now Vice President of Sales and Community Management for the Viera Company.
You know, standing out in the middle of a cow pasture in 1989 and telling people that this would one day be a thriving master plan community in Newtown was a big statement, a big and bold statement at the time. And I think, you know, those early pioneers, you know, people like Joseph DUDA, people like Perry Reeder, John L. DUDA, those early pioneers that came out here and really had the fortitude to see this vision through, they're the ones that are really responsible for what you see today. They laid all the groundwork for it. And I think that's those early days really were a struggle because, you know, there's nothing to show people except for a cow pasture and a nice map saying we're one day going to build a town here. So the fact that we've been able to accomplish that, I think is a great source of satisfaction for everyone who works here now and those that were originally here.
The difference between Viera and other communities is that it began with a plan for the entire 20,000-acre land. The size of Viera is what gives it an advantage.
Most communities are you know, one or two neighborhoods. You know, we are many neighborhoods, and we have a development horizon that is going to be out over 20 to 30 years. So the size and scope, and really that you have a single developer. So you have a single entity that has been with the community since 1989. So that is a very unique circumstance, and there aren't a lot of 20,000 acre tracts of land in the state of Florida that you can develop into a large master plan community.
Construction of new homes is now underway and features everything from apartment homes to multi-million-dollar estates and everything in between. Currently, there are almost a dozen single-family home neighborhoods being built in Viera at various price points. This segment highlights just a few of those available. One very unique and successful design is Arrivas Village in the low 300s range. It's been so successful that they're adding more of this style in the new Reeling Park section located near Quest Elementary. Arrivas Village is considered a traditional neighborhood design where garages are in the back and the homes have alleys. The design allows for the front of the home to have more architectural details and be the focal point. Waste pickup and recycling is set out on the streets behind the homes. Nearby Arrivas Village are the new Center Point apartments, which will feature a dog park and a children's playground. The Fairfield Inn is already open for business and is the first anchor of the Viera Town Center, which will offer a variety of restaurants and unique shopping venues and place for the community to gather. Viera Builders is also constructing Lauren Cove, which features duplexes and fourplexes with 2-car garages. These duplexes are designed to look more like single-family homes with only one driveway and garage visible to the front. The second garage is still in the front of the home, but is flipped to the side and not as noticeable. The initial starting price point for this neighborhood is in the mid-200s. Reeling Park features single-family homes with a Spanish colonial architecture starting in the low 400s. It's within walking distance of the elementary school, and plans for this neighborhood include a dog park and half basketball court. Bridgewater is another unique neighborhood for those aged 55 and up. This gated community will feature large lakes and an amenity center for the exclusive use of residents. A tour through some of Viera's new neighborhoods wouldn't be complete without mentioning Adelaide, a gated community of 147 lots with homes above $1 million. It's the highest price point residential community in Viera, and both of these models are $2.5 million. Adelaide features a 120-acre recreational lake and 3 distinct sections: the Reserve, the Lakes at Adelaide, and the Preserve. Not all homes in Viera are built by Viera builders, which is in the case of Adelaide. Homes here are built by Christopher Burton, Arthur Ruttenberg, and Elon Builders, all award-winning custom builders. Along with all of this construction, foresight has already been given to expanding and building new roadways. In fact, through the years, the Viera Company has invested in building close to 25 miles of roads, costing upwards of $75 million.
I hope people notice the details of Viera. I hope they notice that we reserve road right-of-way so that when we need to expand roads, we don't necessarily have to inconvenience our residents to the extent that you might in other circumstances. And again, I hope that there's a feeling of that it's a well taken care of, well planned out, well envisioned community.
With construction ramping up and new communities popping up regularly, some might wonder, how much more development can there possibly be?
So residentially, we have a little over 10,000 homes, and ultimately we can go up to about 30,000 homes, about 31,000. So, we're a little over a third of the way done from a residential perspective. From commercial perspectives, we're probably more like halfway complete. So there's a lot of growth still left to happen, especially south of Wickham Road, all the way down to Pineda.
The name Viera is a Slovak word that means faith, which is fitting in light of all the planning and hard work that continues to go into this community. As the writer Madeleine Engel once wrote, sometimes things have to be believed to be seen. Here's a fun fact about Viera that Scott Miller of the Viera Company told us. The DUDA family originally considered naming the community Viera or Duran, which is short for DUDA Ranch, but after putting it to a family vote, the name Viera won. If you're considering buying a home in Viera, stop by the Discovery Center located in the Avenue and pick up a community guide map. The center has all kinds of information about the history of Viera and what's planned for the future.